Welcome back to Top Coin, your ultimate source for numismatic knowledge and the hidden stories behind the coins you carry every day. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1967 United States 1-cent coin, the humble Lincoln penny that might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. Could you be holding a rare gem worth thousands in your coin jar? What makes the 1967 penny so unique in the world of U.S. coinage? And how can you spot the ones that are worth big money? Stay tuned, because this is a coin with a story you won't want to miss. In 1967, the United States was in the midst of social and political upheaval. The Vietnam War was raging, civil rights movements were sweeping across the country, and the government was making crucial changes, even in the world of coinage. A few years earlier, in 1965, due to a national coin shortage and the rising price of silver, the U.S. Mint stopped producing coins with silver content. This also led to the Temporary Coinage Act, which suspended mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to discourage hoarding. That's why your 1967 penny doesn't have a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. Every 1-cent coin struck from 1965 to 1967 simply shows the date, no mint mark. But that's just the beginning. Let's take a closer look at the 1967 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent. On the obverse, we have the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. It features the inscriptions, flip it over, and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that was first introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing in at 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a plain edge. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 1967 alone, over 3 billion pennies were struck, specifically Philadelphia Mint, 3048, 667, 100 pieces special mint sets, SMS 1, 863, 344 sets. Because no mint marks were used, all regular strikes from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco were indistinguishable to the public, which was exactly what the mint wanted to discourage coin hoarding. But here's a pro tip. The special mint set coins were struck with more care, showing stronger strikes and a satiny finish. These are often more valuable to collectors. Now, let's talk about the real moneymakers, the rare and valuable errors. These error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. A sharply struck special mint set coin graded PR 68 cm or higher can fetch over $100, and rare error examples have been known to sell for $500 to over $2,000 at auction. If you've got a regular, worn 1967 penny from circulation, it's worth face value, 1 cent. Although its copper content gives it a melt value of around 2 to 3 cents. But uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS65 and above, can sell for $5 to $30, and even higher if they have exceptional luster or are part of original mint rolls. These are more valuable. In PR68 or PR69 with cameo contrast, you might be looking at $50 to $150 or more. And of course, the most valuable are the errors. With the right variety and a high grade, your 1967 penny could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So there you have it, the 1967 1-cent Lincoln penny, a coin born out of a unique moment in American history, packed with collector intrigue and, yes, potential hidden value. Before you toss your change in a jar or ignore that old penny on the sidewalk, take a second look. You just might be holding a piece of history or a small copper fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to learn more about rare coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a rare penny in circulation? Or do you own a 1967 penny with a cool error? I'd love to hear your stories. What if I told you that a humble, copper-colored penny from 1976, a coin you might overlook or toss in a jar, could actually be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? That's right, some of these seemingly ordinary coins are hiding massive value. And today, we're diving into the story behind the 1976 United States 1-cent coin. Its history, rare varieties, how to identify the big money versions, and what makes them so special to collectors today. Stick around because at the end of this video, I'll show you how to spot a super rare 1976 penny variety that could turn your pocket change into a small fortune. Let's uncover the secrets of this unassuming coin. The 1-cent coin, or what we commonly call the penny, has a long and fascinating history. The very first U.S. cent was minted in 1793. Over the centuries, it's undergone major changes, from the large copper cents of the 18th century to the familiar Lincoln design introduced in 1909. But 1976 was no ordinary year. It was the bicentennial of American independence, 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Across the country, there were parades, commemorative items, and, most notably for collectors, special edition coins released by the U.S. Mint. Now here's the twist. Unlike the quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins which received special bicentennial designs in 1976, the 1-cent coin did not get a new reverse design. That's right, the penny kept its usual Lincoln Memorial reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. But even without a new design, the 1976 penny is far from ordinary. The obverse, or front, features Abraham Lincoln, originally sculpted by Victor David Brenner in 1909, a design that has stood the test of time. On the reverse is the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, in 1976. These coins were struck in huge numbers. But here's the key. Not all 1976 pennies are created equal. Three main U.S. mints produced the 1976 1-cent coins. Philadelphia Mint. No mint marked Denver Mint. Marked with a small San Francisco Mint. Marked with an S, mostly for proof coins. Philadelphia and Denver struck these for general circulation, while the San Francisco Mint created high-quality proof coins for collectors. Now let's talk about where the real money is. Most 1976 pennies are worth, well, a penny. But there are a few rare error coins and varieties that collectors are willing to pay big money for. Here are the ones to look out for. Double die obverse, DDO. This is when the coin's front shows signs of doubled lettering, especially in Liberty and I in God We Trust. Some of these have sold for $100 to $300 plus, depending on condition. Off-center strikes. If your 1976 penny is part of the design missing due to a misaligned strike, it could fetch $50 to $500 or more. BI error. A small die break between the B and in Liberty that looks like the letter I. These quirky errors can sell for $10 to $100 plus, especially in uncirculated condition. 1976 S-proof coins. The San Francisco proof pennies, especially if graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo, can be worth $20 to $200 plus, depending on rarity and condition. High-grade business strike coins, MS66 and up. If you find a 1976 penny in superb condition, no scratches, perfect luster, it might be worth $100 to $1,000 plus if professionally graded. So what makes these coins valuable? It's all about rarity, condition, and demand. Error coins are like nature's little accidents. Fascinating, rare, and unpredictable. Combine that with historical significance, like the 1976 bicentennial year, and you've got a recipe for collector interest. And here's a big one. 1976 was one of the last years the penny was made primarily of 95% copper. In 1982, the composition changed to copper-plated zinc, making these older pennies more desirable, especially when copper prices rise. So how can you find out if your 1976 penny is worth more than face value? Here's what to do. Check the mint mark. Look below the date. No letter means Philadelphia, D is Denver, and S is San Francisco. Look for doubling. Use a magnifier and check the lettering on the obverse. Examine the condition. Is the coin shiny and scratch-free? That's a good sign. Weigh it. A true 1976 copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. Anything significantly off could be an error or foreign planchet. And when in doubt, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Still not convinced these coins can fetch big money? Check this out. A 1976 D penny in MS67 red sold $4.1. $150. A 1976 S-proof penny graded PR70 deep cameo brought in over $900. A dramatic off-center strike error sold $4.450. So yes, The market is very real, and people are paying top dollar for the right coin. So what's next? Start checking your pocket change, buy a cheap magnifying loupe or USB microscope, join a coin community or subreddit to learn more, and always do your research before selling. Some dealers will lowball you if they sense you're not familiar with the value. Who knows? That old coffee can full of pennies might just be your hidden treasure trove. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world of collectible coins. Got a rare penny or a cool error coin? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your stories or even feature your finds in a future video. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of coins, even the smallest change can make a big difference. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic yet overlooked coins in American numismatics. The 1978 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny. To understand the 1978 penny, we first need to travel back over 100 years. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 in honor of President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original reverse side had wheat ears, commonly called the wheat penny. But in 1959, on the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial, and that design continued until 2008. So, the 1978 penny comes from that memorial era, and although it's a common coin in circulation, it's packed with hidden value for collectors, historians, and investors. The 1978 Lincoln cent was struck by the United States Mint in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S, for proof coins. Here's a quick look at its specifications. Obverse. Front portrait of Abraham Lincoln by Victor David Brenner. Reverse. Back the Lincoln Memorial by Frank Gasparo. Metal composition: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight: 3.11 grams. Diameter: 19.05 mm. Edge: plain mintage numbers. Philadelphia, 5.56 billion. Denver, 4.28 billion. San Francisco. Proof: 3.1 million. Yes, billions were minted, but rarity isn't the only factor when it comes to value. It's also about condition, errors, and history. Now this is where it gets juicy. Despite the high mintage, certain error coins from 1978 can be worth a lot of money. Let's break down the most sought-after varieties. Some 1978 pennies were struck with a double die, especially noticeable in the Liberty, the date, or the motto, "In God We Trust." These can sell for $100 to $500 or more, depending on clarity and condition. If the die hits the blank planchet off-center, part of the design is missing. A 1978 penny struck 10 to 20% off-center can fetch $50 to $200 plus, while extreme off-centers with the date visible are even more valuable. A coin that's missing a portion due to a miscut planchet is known as a clipped planchet error. These can bring in anywhere from $30 to $150 based on the size and severity of the clip. This quirky error gets its name from a tiny die break between the B and E in Liberty, making it appear to say BAE. These fun errors can sell for $10 to $50, and collectors love them. Cracks in the die can leave raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. A cud, a major die break near the edge, is even more desirable and can make a 1978 penny worth $75 to $300 plus. Here's something many don't know. The 1978 penny was made of 95% copper, which was standard until 1982, when the mint switched to zinc due to rising metal costs. Why does that matter? Because a 1978 penny is worth about 2 to 3 cents just in metal value alone, thanks to the copper. Now multiply that by hundreds of coins, and you'll understand why people hoard pre-1982 pennies. Now let's talk real money. You might be wondering, is my 1978 penny worth anything? Well, here's a breakdown based on condition and variety. Typical circulated coin: face value, 1 cent metal melt value, 2 to 3 cents resale value, around 5 to 15 cents for lightly circulated examples. Uncirculated, MS65 or higher Philadelphia or Denver mint. $1 to $5 San Francisco. Proof: $2 to $10, more for deep cameo error coins as covered above double die obverse. $100 to $500 major off-center or cud. $75 to $300 clipped planchet/BIE/die crack. $10 to $150 plus. So, should you start hoarding 1978 pennies? The answer is maybe. While the average coin won't make you rich overnight, high-grade coins and rare airs can yield a solid return. More importantly, these coins are a gateway into coin collecting, a hobby that can be both fun and profitable. There you have it, coin lovers. The 1978 1-cent coin might not look like much, but it holds a fascinating slice of American history, a treasure trove of collectible potential, and maybe even some big money if you're lucky. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a 1978 penny, or better yet, if you have a rare air. I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow collectors. Until next time, keep searching, stay curious, and remember, sometimes treasure is hiding in plain sight. If you love treasure hunting, numismatics, or just want to know what's hiding in your wallet, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a find. Today's feature, the 1988 US 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent. At first glance, it looks like every other penny, but some varieties and rare airs from this year are worth serious money. The Lincoln Cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked a turning point in U.S. coinage. It was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. The obverse, the front, was designed by Victor David Brenner, featuring Lincoln's right-facing profile, a design so iconic it's been used for over a century. In 1959, to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial. That design ran until 2008, and 1988 falls right in the heart of this era. Let's talk specifics. The 1988 Lincoln Cent has these features: obverse, Lincoln's portrait, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1988 to the right. Reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, with "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" above, and 1 cent below. Composition? In 1988, the U.S. Mint used copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, after moving away from the all-copper planchets in 1982. Weight? Just 2.5 grams. Diameter? 19.05 millimeters. 1988 cents were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark, for proof coins. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced these coins for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint focused on proof coins for collectors. In total, over 11.9 billion 1988 cents were minted, so they're not exactly rare. But here's the twist. This is where things get really interesting. Some 1988 pennies are worth a fortune because of minting errors. One of the most sought-after varieties is the 1988 P with the reverse of 1989. The reverse design slightly changed in 1989, and a few 1988 Philadelphia pennies were mistakenly struck using this new reverse die. You can identify this error by looking closely at the FG initials for designer Frank Gasparo, to the right of the Lincoln Memorial. On the reverse of 1989, the FG is bolder and closer to the memorial. If your 1988 P penny has this, it's an extremely rare transitional error. Value? In mint state, these coins can fetch anywhere from $200 to $2,500 or more at auction. There's also a rarer version with the 1988 D cent showing the 1989 reverse. Less common than the Philly version, but still highly collectible. Other valuable 1988 error coins include double die obverse, DDO, where the lettering appears double dot off center strikes. If the coin is misaligned during striking, it can be worth $50 to $300. Depending on how off-center it is. So what's a regular 1988 penny worth today? Face value: 1 cent worth a few cents to collectors if in great condition. MS65, around $1. $5 MS67, 68 red. Can reach $25 to $1,001,988. P reverse of 1989, RDV 006 AU50, MS63, $100. $300 MS65 plus, $600, $2,000 plus double dies or off-center errors, $50 to $500 plus depending on severity and grade. Here's how to check your 1988 pennies. Look for mint marks P, D, Or check the reverse. Compare it with a 1989 penny. Use a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks. If you find something promising, get it graded by PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and value. Even though the 1988 penny is common, its presence in circulation makes it a hidden treasure waiting to be found. Millions are still floating around, and many valuable error coins remain undiscovered. Collectors, resellers, and history lovers are always on the hunt, and with inflation rising, rare coins like these are becoming even more valuable over time. So the next time you get change from the store, don't just toss those pennies aside. One of them might be your lucky find. Let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare 1988 penny or any valuable coin in your change? Make sure to like this video, subscribe for more coin collecting tips and treasure hunting stories, and tap the bell so you don't miss our next episode. Thanks for watching your channel name, where every coin has a story and every pocket could hold a fortune. Today, we're going deep into the world of a coin you might just have sitting in your piggy bank or pocket right now. The 2007 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. But wait, before you think it's just a common copper coin, think again. Some 2007 pennies are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And we're going to tell you exactly what to look for, why they're valuable, and how you could strike it rich with 1 cent. The Lincoln cent has a story richer than its face value. Introduced in 1909, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, the beloved 16th President, Abraham Lincoln, commemorating his 100th birthday, designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse has largely remained the same, Lincoln's iconic profile, but over the years, the reverse has seen major changes. In 2007, the reverse still carried the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparro introduced in 1959 for Lincoln's 150th birthday. This was the last full year before a major change in 2009, when 4 new reverse designs marked the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth. The 2007 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 primary locations: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Proof coins only. Now here's a quick breakdown. Orange circle metal composition, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating diameter, 19.05 millimeters weight, 2.5 grams edge, plain designer. Victor David Brenner, obverse. Frank Gasparro, reverse. Over 7.1 billion were minted that year. So yes, it's common, but hidden among these billions are rare gems that can change your life. Here's where things get exciting. While most 2007 pennies are worth just 1 cent, error coins and rare varieties can sell for big bucks. Let's go over the most valuable ones. Look for doubling in the lettering. In God We Trust, Liberty, and the date, 2007. Also check the reverse for doubling on United States of America and 1 cent. Value. Strong examples can fetch between $50 to over $500, depending on condition and strength of the doubling. If the design is noticeably off-center, especially if it's 30% plus off and still shows the date, it's valuable. Value. Between $100 to $250, depending on eye appeal and how off-center the strike is. These are minting errors where parts of the coin show raised, irregular metal blobs, or breaks, especially around Lincoln's head or the rim. Value. Depending on size and uniqueness, these can sell from $20 to $150 plus. That a misaligned obverse and reverse die can result in a coin that looks tilted or warped. A broad strike lacks a full rim and is wider than usual. Value. $30 to $200 plus, depending on condition. Only available in mint sets. These have a distinct satin-like matte finish. Look closely at the texture under good lighting. Value. Not rare, but in perfect SP69 or SP70 grade. They can be worth $30 to $100 plus to the right buyer. Another huge factor in a 2007 penny's value? Condition. Coins are graded from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. An average pocket change penny might be worth 1 cent, but a perfect MS67 or higher graded coin, that's a different story. So if you find a shiny, flawless penny with no scratches, strong luster, and a crisp strike, don't spend it. Send it to a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. That small fee might turn your penny into a payday. And remember, even if it looks normal, high-grade coins can still be rare if they're preserved well. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production for over 115 years, the longest of any U.S. coin. In 2007 alone, the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion pennies, enough to wrap around the earth more than 30 times. It costs more than 2 cents to make a single penny today. Ironic, right? So, is your 2007 penny just a piece of loose change or a hidden treasure? It might be worth just a cent, or it might be worth $500 or more. All it takes is a sharp eye, a little patience, and maybe a touch of luck. So check your change, dig through your jars, and don't underestimate the value of this tiny copper coin. Your next rare find could be waiting in plain sight. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and turn on notifications so you never miss a hidden treasure. Drop a comment below if you found a rare 2007 penny. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, coin family.